Hey guys, I'm Jacqueline.
And I'm Marcella.
And today we need to talk about Lord of Shadows because it was so good. But so heartbreaking and painful. Alright, so non-spoilery, if you have not read TDA, you need to get on that.
If you have not read TDA, we cannot talk about anything.
Alright,
so you need to go read that.
We have a video recommending the way to read the Shadowhunter books, and we highly recommend you go read them. We have to wait 2 years now for the next book, but we're getting 2 books in between, so it's not so bad, and they're all gonna intertwine, but still.
If you have read Lady Midnight and you have not yet read this, what are you doing?
Go read it.
Yes, it's 700 pages, but you don't feel that. And
it was so great. Like, I think I like this one better than Lady Midnight. Like, this one was so
Cassie's writing is just on another level with TDA. It really is.
So good. Alright, so that's all we can really say non-spoilery wise. We don't want to tell you anything, honestly. If you haven't,
just go read it and then come back.
Yeah. Now you guys have read Lord of Shadows. Right at the beginning, like as soon as you open this book, it's like feels galore. Like, oh my god, Jay's having a conversation with Kit Haringdale, telling him how great it is to be a Haringdale. And he's, oh my god, like I love what he said. He's like, oh, Haringdale's like a good challenge. Like, Jay's talking to Kit.
I love how Jace is so accepting that he's a Haringdale. Like, I just love it so much.
Oh my god, it was so good. I love that whole thing. I love this scene early on in the book when they're like at the on the Ferris wheel with Julian and Emma.
Whole fight scene, that was awesome.
Fight scene was so cool in the middle of the Ferris wheel, and then Mark wins a fish and names the fish Magnus.
That part was really good. And we get so much angst in that scene between
Julian
Emma
and
Julian. Oh my gosh, when they like, don't they like fall on top of each other?
Yes.
That was that scene, right? They fall on top of each other and it's like this, it's just, they killed me in this book.
They really
killed
did.
Me. All the angst between them.
Oh my god, so much angst. I was dying when he had the fish and he named it Magnus, and then they gave it away, and they're like, does anybody else want to tell him that like goldfish are not saltwater fish?
Yeah, he puts it in the ocean and they're just like, oh,
okay.
Alright, Mark.
So, Magnus the fish did not last very long. He was death number 1 in the book. I love these characters so much. Like, I love the Blackthorns. Like, my favorite Blackthorn besides Julian is Ty. I'm a big Ty fan.
Yeah, Ty's my favorite too.
I'm
Ty
a big
Kit.
Ty Kit fan.
Kitty.
I ship them so hard.
They had so many amazing moments in this book.
Many.
What was your favorite with them?
My favorite moment between Ty and Kit was when, I like the 2 scenes. One, when he goes and he holds Ty, and Ty's like, tighter, I need to feel it, and they're like holding each other. I love that one. And then I love the other scene when he's like naming his favorite words because they sound good. And I love the way that Cassie describes Ty and the way that Kit sees Ty. Like, it's so great and it's so wonderfully written. But I cannot wait because, you know, guys, they are not parabatai. They are going to be romantic. And Cassie already said
pretty much confirmed it.
The Wicked Powers, if you haven't heard the news, it's going to be Ty and Kit. Andrew. But Ty and Kit. I cannot wait because I love Kit Haringdale and I love how accepting he's starting to be of being a Haringdale. Like, I love this scene at like the very end, when they're all fighting with those riders over in the London Institute, and he says like, oh, what's your name? He goes, Christopher Haringdale.
Slowly throughout that book, he was just like accepting himself more and more, because in the beginning of the book, he's like looking for a way to get out. Like he's like, he steals, like, remember when Jay's stealing everything? Like he's always like looking like, oh, when can I make my escape? And then eventually he
liked being a Shadowhunter that whole time.
He starts to care about all of them, and he cares about Ty. He cares about all of the Blackthorn children.
Exactly.
I just love that.
Alright, we have to talk about going to London. That happens in the second half of the book, but oh my god, the tears.
As soon as you go to London.
Emotional going to London, and then getting like, when he reads the books and it's like, oh, some idiot named Will H. put his name in all the books, and James put his names in the poetry, and oh my god. And
oh, and then they have the initials scribbled on the wall.
The initials scribbled on the wall.
Set it up for the last hours.
Yes.
And we caught that.
And we go to Blackthorn Manor. Oh my god, there was a lot of feel. Jessamine talking to Kit.
I love what?
I was so excited and so emotional when Jessamine came in, and the way she was talking to Kit, and oh my god. The Unseelie court in the very beginning, when they went with Mark and Christina, when they had like that moment when they got like bonded together.
I really like that. I love how they were bonded together throughout this whole
That's a shipper's dream, to have your OTP stuck together.
Oh, and then we get that scene when Julian is kissing the fairy because he thinks that it's Emma, and Emma doesn't know that he thinks that it's her, and eventually she finds out, and it's like, yes, she found out. I
love this scene when she goes into the Unseelie court and she ends up having to fight one, because she ends up being like the Shadowhunters champion and has to fight one of them. They put like the glamour or something and make it seem like it was her dad. Oh my god, that was such a powerful part. Intense. And I was like, I thought it was her dad at first.
Well, because she really thought that it was, so it made you feel like it.
Exactly, she really thought it was. And the way that she said that she learned to anticipate moves and stuff from her dad, and the way that she was fighting the guy, I'm like, oh my god, this is really her dad.
I thought that was going to be a plot twist, like her dad's like alive
me
somehow.
Too.
I was like, what? Yeah. He started to really like Kieran.
I really like him.
Like, I really hated him in Lady Midnight.
Yeah, I didn't like him in Lady Midnight.
He was actually really grew on me, and I actually do like him.
I really like him. And then his relationship with Christina was so interesting. How he pledges himself to her.
He admired her.
Exactly. He had a lot of respect for them.
Yeah.
There was so much respect between the three of them. Like, I love how it wasn't like a juvenile type of relationship.
That line of like the threesome.
Yeah, oh my god, when Emma jokes about a threesome with them, that was so funny. The way the three of them had like this ongoing like flirtatious thing. Like there was that scene when they were in London and they were dancing in the London ballroom.
Oh,
and she was dancing with Mark, and then Kieran Kim was like, oh, I'll show you how it's actually done.
And then she was dancing with him.
Like, what is going on?
I'm like reading this, I'm like, what I was like, is Cassie gonna make Kieran and Christina get together?
Very interesting the way that their dynamic was done, I thought. And then we had Malcolm.
Malcolm in his book that comes and he's like all destroyed.
He's like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's literally how I pictured him, Pirates of the Caribbean, when like the dead people have like parts of their body missing.
Yeah, nobody was surprised that Malcolm was alive, because you know that if you haven't seen the body, then you can't really confirm that they're dead. And he comes out with John Cartwright's head.
I was so upset.
Poor John Cartwright.
Is Marisol okay?
I need to know if Marisol's okay and what happened with that. Another big thing that we need to talk about is Clary. Clary cannot die. I hope he destroys.
I was so annoyed that was the reason. We've been brainstorming reasons like since before.
Yeah, I was shocked.
And we thought that it was like some like complicated reason, but this was very simple, and it was
really sad.
Yeah, and it's like frustrating because it's like, you're not gonna die, Clary.
We can't kill Clary. Like
please don't kill Clary.
Please don't kill Clary. And we need to tell Jace what's going on, because I feel like Jace can help her, and I just really need that scene, and I hope we get that.
We got that scene of Clary telling Emma the reason, and then she tells Emma to tell Jace that was the reason why, if she does die, like, oh god, like, can't happen.
They need to just be happy and married and have babies together.
I love when Magnus's entrance.
Oh my god, Magnus's entrance was the best thing. Yes. I got so excited. Like the jar, they were in the shadow market and the jar started shaking. Blue lightning goes everywhere. I was like, oh! Like, yes! You know who's there. That was Magnus Bane.
I love the scene when Alec, remember Magnus and Alec, like, who's watching the children? He left our children with strangers.
Oh my god.
And Christina's like singing to the kids.
Oh my god, Christina was singing to the kids. I freaking loved seeing Malik as parents. It was so many emotions. Like Malik as parents, like Magnus as a dad, and Alec as a dad. Like what? While they were in the shadow market, they met some warlock who named himself Shade. We were saying, is that Ragnar Fell?
I definitely think it was.
He has green skin. Yeah. I think it's Ragnar Fell. Because we don't really know if Ragnar Fell is dead. And he is a warlock, so you never really know what happened with that. Also, get a little glimpse of Drew meeting Ash. So Drew had this whole thing going with Jamie, and I don't really trust Jamie.
I don't trust Jamie either.
I don't trust him. And I don't like Perfect Diego, and I hate the cohorts. Oh my god. Zara, whatever. She was such a pain in the ass. I can't stand her. She's such a bitch. So
annoying, especially the ending. Ugh.
She was so nasty. I hated when she was talking shit about Malik, but I loved when Alec put her in her place. That was wonderful. I did not like the way they took over the LA Institute. Like, who do you guys think you are? This is the Blackthorns Institute.
Sit with them. Like.
Exactly. Jamie tells Christina that he has this heirloom that can go.
Do we even know what it is though?
It's something about Fae. It's something Fae, obviously. But now the way that we get to see it is when Drew touches it and it transports her into it was at the Unseelie court where she meets Ash, and Ash says to her,
Sebastian Spawn,
are you my, like, oh, did my mother send you? So clearly this is the Seelie Queen's son. Now, who did she have some relationship with in City of Heavenly Fire?
That is Sebastian's child.
That is Sebastian's child. Yes, that is the baby that we've all been talking about. It's interesting, the green eyes. Sebastian, that we know of, had the black eyes because he was a demon.
Yeah.
So how did the demon blood affect this child? Did it affect him at all? Is he part evil? Or is he good because he has the Seelie Queen?
He could be good. I don't know, because the Seelie Queen's pretty evil too.
But, I mean, the Seelie Queen is really evil. I'm surprised she's still alive,
I don't know if they're going to eventually find this child and maybe Clary can help him and bring him over to their side. I don't know how that's going to work out.
Very interesting. And as you know, also, with the Clave right now, everything's crazy. Like, oh my god, I hate the cold piece. I hate what they want to do and how they want to make all of the downworlders register and wear it's so like Holocaust, like it's terrible. And
that's the whole point.
Exactly. I love how Kit's like, don't you guys read like history books?
I love how Kit knows the real world.
It's so funny how he says that. He's like, guys, get a history book. Like, this is really bad. What is going on with Magnus? Guys, I am so concerned about Magnus.
I don't understand what's going on with all the warlocks.
I don't know. It's very hard to tell what is causing them to all get sick. I think something is getting their energy from, I don't know what is going on there. I really don't. Is Malcolm still alive? I mean, we saw him.
There's no way he's still alive.
But he is a warlock, so you never know. Maybe, because you know, they always say that, like, when somebody dies, that sets things in motion. Maybe his death set something off for the other warlocks.
Well, you know, Malcolm had something to do. He had something to do with whatever's going on to Magnus and Tessa and all of them. The whole ending with Annabelle.
Oh my god, Annabelle's so crazy. But it's like, at the same time,
psychotic.
She's psychotic, but at the same time, like, I felt bad for her almost. Like,
I felt bad for her too.
Because they were throwing things at her.
She was dead, and they just, Malcolm just, woke her up from the dead. Like, she doesn't even know what's going on.
I did really like the scene that she had with Julian. I thought that was so interesting. And Ty's letter broke my heart.
I love that. That's when I started crying that part.
That was so beautiful, and how Ty just loves his brother so much.
The reason why she agreed to give the book up, because...
And you know, Magnus is gonna feel so guilty, because if Magnus was there, then none of this really would have happened.
It's not his fault.
That's what he's gonna think, though. He's gonna blame himself, and it's gonna be
Everybody's
really
gonna blame themselves, though.
Oh.
You know who we need to blame? We need to blame Zara.
We need to blame her, honestly.
If they were all yelling at Annabelle, she would not have been freaked out, and she wouldn't have...
No.
She wouldn't have started killing everybody with the sword.
And poor Julian was being restrained, so it's not like he could go to her and help her, and he felt bad too.
One after the other. First Robert and Alec dropping
shocked.
to his knees. Oh, and then Livy. Oh my gosh, I did not see Livy. Well, I guess Livy I actually saw coming, because it's kind of like, you can kind of like tell a little bit before, like a page before that.
A page before.
As soon as she gets up, it's like, oh no. But Robert I was shocked about him.
I was shocked about Robert. Mortal sword shattered. The mortal sword. Like, can you believe that? Like,
I know, this mortal sword has been in every book, and now all of a sudden it's shattered. Cortana?
Cortana's the new mortal sword, I guess. Like, what?
Cortana absorbs what it takes in, right?
Yeah.
So Cortana has this like amazing power now. I don't know what's gonna happen with that.
Cortana in the first book, she had it with the what was it, the black book? There was that, and then now with the mortal sword. So that is such a powerful sword, and we see it when she kills a rider. Like, that's not supposed to happen. She's the only one who's ever killed a rider before.
This sword is gonna play a part in breaking the Parabatai bond.
Yes, we need to break the Parabatai bond.
Like, I feel like all she needs to do is just cut the rune and then be done with it, because that's what needs to happen, because we cannot break every Parabatai bond.
Yeah, no, that cannot happen.
That's not gonna happen. So
okay, I loved the cottage scene with Julian and Emma, and I love that she finally told Julian about all that's going on. I loved that scene so much, like the cottage. Oh my god, Gemma was playing house in this book. It was so cute. Like, they were sitting by the fire.
Yeah, but now they're in so much trouble.
Oh my god, and I love that they told Magnus. They were like, alright, we can't trust the Unseelie Queen, obviously, so we need to go tell Magnus, which is the right thing to do. And so we finally tell Magnus. Magnus, who has been there for so many books, Magnus tells them, you're gonna tell the Inquisitor, because get Robert on your side about exile. He tells them this. They go, they listen to Magnus. They tell Robert. Robert dies. Like, seriously?
I want to know, though, how this is going to happen now with Julian and Emma, because obviously Emma's not going to be exiled now.
That's what I mean. So we left everybody in, like, turmoil.
In, like, distress. So she's not going to be able to leave Julian.
No.
So we're going to see this bond get very strong between them and very dangerous in the next one.
Yeah, that's true,
and
actually.
I don't know what's going to happen with that. I'm really nervous.
Julian, he has this darkness in him, and you could tell that, especially in the next book, I feel like he's going to be a little bit darker because of everything that's going on now with Livy and because of Livy's death.
Our friend Cynthia. Okay, so we were at BA BookCon, and we were all, like, obviously talking about the book, and she said that she thinks that maybe Livy could come back as a ghost?
Maybe.
And then imagine that, then Kit could talk to her?
But he had to carry me, Julian. I was so upset. Like, and then I got to the acknowledgements page.
Yeah, once you turn that page, it's like, Cassie, really? Like, that's it?
Like, see you in 2 years. Like, what?
So that's our thoughts on Lord of Shadows.
Yes. Clearly we loved it.
It was an incredible book. Like, I want to reread it, but I don't because of the ending.
I can't wait. I'm going to reread it.
I'm definitely going to reread it because 2 years. I'm going to reread that.
I'm going to reread it after we get the first TLH book.
Oh, that's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I can't wait. I love that Cassie's always coming out with these more books. It's just so wonderful.
So give this video a thumbs up if the ending destroyed you. And please subscribe. Recommend some book videos that we could do.
Yeah, and follow us on Twitter. We're at City of the Fields.
All the links are down below.
Thank you so much for watching. Bye!